Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay! That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Okay.
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But that's all the way in Inazuma!
Yeah.
Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's just going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything. Great! Let's go find out what this Tatara Suna mystery is all about.
What's going on? Hello, sirs. What are you arguing about here?
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
I'm right here, brother.
Oh, you're...
Hey, what's with that face?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Why do you have such an accent?
Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking.
Of course, you're nerds.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
My teacher
brother.
chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatara Suna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatara Suna.
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara Suna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade.
Okay.
But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a Kabuki Mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger. Someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This Kabuki Mono lived in Tatara Suna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow! Did I get lucky!
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago. Even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Wait, so there are 2 missing people in this story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Yep.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall.
Yep.
I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
What?
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't...
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabukimono was not a human, but a puppet.
I know who this is.
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected, and that's...
What's going on? Okay. How long is this thing?
Oh, and please read my essay draft as...
I'm not reading your essay draft, brother. This is too... I already know what happened. I don't need to read this.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawana's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guess.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point.
We have some other stuff to do, so what?
All right, thank you.
Let's go. I'm done with your lore dump, guys.
Hey, so that thing. Okay, then even if we did know, after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it?
Yep.
If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Scaramouche!
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
Oh.
The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
After the Scaramouche. Where are you? Come back here. Oh, I thought that was him. It's not him. I thought that was him. That's not him. That's
It's just the iPad was like a blur on my face. I was so confused. I couldn't see clearly
not him.
because the light.
He
of
has
the-
a big hat, remember?
Yeah, but I know I meant like the light is reflected on the iPad. And I
Scaramouche! Oh, it's just Nahida. Wait a minute.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw, did he escape or...
Sure enough, you're here.
Hello, sir.
Hey, what are you doing in the Sanctuary of Sir... I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain.
Do, Nahida, please.
It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
What does that even mean? I don't know what you mean, brother.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
Fine.
But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the Balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time.
Okay, goddess of wisdom.
The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position.
Oh, he's weak now. He's weak.
We beat him up well.
Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Ah, I see.
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean, he's not a Harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui. And also between each of the Harbingers.
Ah, now he hates
So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with...
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously!
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Abby, did you know that Sky Rouge is technically the same height as you?
Oh my gosh, it's weird.
Nikita, are you serious about this?
I think she
Yes.
is Paimon.
I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
Why?
Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am.
Are you sure they even gave him information?
He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him!
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you.
Thank you.
If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
I'm still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned.
Huh?
Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
We're going to the memory tree! Yay!
Wow! It looks pretty different here compared to last time.
Because she healed
The
it.
colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Oh look, it's Hat Dude again. Hello, Hat Guy.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, But I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Okay, happy.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru.
So we're not supposed to break anything?
Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through.
Okay,
I
Nahida.
know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Fine, let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
Yeah, don't touch anything.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
We're fine, bro.
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Holy fish.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
Come here, hat guy. Loading. Hat dude. Hat guy. Where are you?
Wow.
Yo.
So this is the inside of
Why
Irminsul.
does it look like the Northern Lights?
Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Your mouth shut, Paimon.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
know.
it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Can we just go along with him for once?
Paimon, you're just stubborn.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Yes,
so- Say we did go running off in here. What would happen?
Would we be like eradicated into a million pieces?
What are you smirking at?
Do you want us to die, sir?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Fine. Hey, come here.
Stick close.
Stick close to the dude. What's that thing? What's that?
These sapling things have spread out.
What was that? Huh?
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Okay, sir. Uh-oh. So I'm not supposed to touch that thing? Sir! Sir! We're going to run it! Okay.
It looks the same in every direction.
Sir, don't touch it, please. Hatch guy, please. Don't touch it, please. Why he keeps
No
going
wonder he
in,
mentioned
as
about
if he's
getting
gonna
lost.
touch it.
What do you know? He was actually telling the truth.
Stop. He's like,
Hey, what do
Is
you
he
mean?
stalking me again? What is it this time?
Just stay quiet
There's
or
a time
he'll
and a
roast
place
you.
to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little?
Fine. What we doing here, Happy Eye?
We're here.
Hello, Balladeer.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
He has a new mom, Paimon.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Why are you looking through, man?
For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Shut up, Paimon. Let him focus.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
As I told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand.
Oh, look at his little smile. Okay, never mind.
Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
He's gonna find the truth of his sad backstory.
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Yeah.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladier into the person he is today.
That's why he has trust issues. Yay!
Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Of course he can, Paimon.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about...
If you mean the mysterious events, the
Really? Because from what they were saying...
Oh? How interesting.
So the guessing got it wrong.
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatara Suna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved. Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of... Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
Can you just quiet? You just have a lot of drama. Let him be quiet.
So, have you found anything yet?
Yeah, hat dude, drama boy, whatever I should call you. What is it?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about...
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
Oh no, he found something. This is gonna escalate so quickly. Oh my god. He found something.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
What are you looking at, sir?
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the
Oh, no.
furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Oh no! This is better not make me cry, for great goodness. This better not make me cry.
Whoa!
This better not make me cry, for great goodness sake. Oh, fish, please, no.
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated.
I think this is gonna make me cry.
As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown. All passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade.
What's going on?
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique.
Can you please leave? I'm gonna eat a apple to keep this tutorial.
Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw
So you say, Escher.
My good sir. What do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke, mounting production problems, and recently, none of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek it. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noted.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted...
You're well...
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so...
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And I'm in charge here.
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Holy fish.
A moment like this.
Holy fish.
Where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
Holy mother of fish. Oh my kulai.
You!
Holy fish!
Holy. Oh my kulai.
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for.
Holy fish!
I thought I disguised myself exceptionally well. At least for the first few days. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
If you...
Oh, but you're
Why
quite
is there
wrong.
no blood?
There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me The Doctor.
Ooh.
The Fatsui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it. That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise.
Shut up.
My device functions precisely as you say. It is easier for a Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead.
He has nothing.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy... I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet, Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity.
I am so terrified. Holy fish.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Holy fish. Oh my god. This is gonna make me cry. Oh my. Oh wait, I'm already crying. I'm already crying. Oh.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore!
Don't worry, brother, I'm crying too.
Good. Good.
Was that the Doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic but why do we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the Doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Brother, it's okay to cry. I'm crying too.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. You know very well what that means.
I hate this man even more than the other. If I find out, like, somewhere in Sumeru, somewhere in Natlan or Fontaine where he does, like, traumatize another person, I will hate him 10 times as much as I already have.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Yeah.
You need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Yeah, I need some time to process my emotions too, Narita.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the Doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this Sunday, so now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the Doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the Doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the Doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left the mechanic removed the withered heart from the balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold, he thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
I don't like to see the mental image of a human heart being
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
No, I'm more disgusted than... what the fish is that? Ugh.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Tatori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
I am disgusted beyond belief. That is terrifying and disgusting at the same time. Oh.
Shall we see how he's doing?
I'm crying too, brother, and I am also disgusted at the same... I am mad, crying, and disgusted at the same time, and I am not okay. Wisely means smiling.
That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, it won't. I'll...
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since the reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul, it might have something to do with Conria. Apparently. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this.
Are you okay, bro?
Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul.
Very valuable.
Aw, he's smiling.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Wait.
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My powers all but completely I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me. Give me your hand.
I think the simps were crying at this point like crazy. Why does he look so pissed?
Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words
Why
with
does
you.
Paimon look so grumpy? Look at her tiny little mouth.
So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
We are not doing time travel. We are not doing Back to the Future stuff. If you break a chair in the past, you will cause a lot of things.
Done.
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just thanking her for help. So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
What are you doing? Scaramouche!
From this day forth, the name's Balladeer, those who died in Tatarasuna because of...
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Paladir! Paladir! Uh-oh, he disappeared.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? You... Oh no, this isn't gonna end well. Paimon, what are we gonna do?
Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Paladir, what happened?
It was the Paladir's fault.
He's gonna erase himself from existence.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated?
Where the heck did he go? It's all...
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though we're running out of time.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Where is he? Where are you?
We're out! And we're at...
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and no, I'm sorry.
An emergency?
Don't worry. If my...
Her voice is gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened.
He's erasing himself.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible. Right. You can't just rewrite. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it. So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon's so confused. Huh? Sorry. Paimon, but erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible? Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any idea? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But, so, how about, we list all our favorite... Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. A dragon treat! Also, adapted...
What happened?
Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon certainly can't... The Balladeer? Is that a food...
Oh no, it happened.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it some... So, the... Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but... Is everything okay?
I'm supposed to go to Inazuma? Are you serious? The fish am I supposed to go here? How did the traveler get to here in real time? Did she just make a run for it? How did she get there? Adi, there was a lot of plot when you were gone. Scaramouche erased himself from history.
What?
He erased
It's
himself
been
from
a
history.
while.
He's not gone, but he's like erased himself from history.
Why?
It's
Of course.
It's hard to explain.
Go ahead.
And everyone forgets now?
Oh,
Now there's
Yeah.
a question I wasn't
But
expecting.
he still exists.
Very well. I'll tell you what the once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the map. If my memory serves me right, you...
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now. They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too.
That, my friend, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden, there is no harm in telling you the Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous...
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day. And overseeing it was the art, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The smith's death, though heroic, in his heart, powerless, alas. Finally, he made a drastic decision. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. My pleasure.
Don't tell Pine. On to the next.
I'm just gonna skip all the things because I know that nothing ever changed.
We're here!
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking,
Are they out?
the commissioner is out.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else,
We'll be heading in there.
Hello, dears. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kami...
Oh no.
As
that's
for
not good.
the...
So pretty.
Very...
Well, got any more questions?
You're very... Miss Kami, I must say.
Alright, goodbye for now. Great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry.
All right,
oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep. Everything's taken.
Very well.
We're going back to the Tarasuna.
Oh!
Sir?
Do I have...
What kind of person comes to a place like this and just spaces?
Hey, I wasn't spacing out. I was pondering some problems.
Sure you were. Your eyes were glazed over, dude. You were a million miles away.
Why are you making fun of me? I told you I wasn't spacing out. I was ruminating.
Oh, he said to Tarasuna. What?
Oh, is there something you want to know about? My name's Xavier. Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of... Not only that, but I've met people... Oh, well, I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost...
A couple?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to... They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier's?
Oh, I didn't realize...
Me neither.
What brought this on? Did you... Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I.
Yep, he did erase himself from history.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, keep your smile, Spinal Crop. Come on. All right.
Okay. Nahida, I have returned. Nahida! Wait! Wait!
Hey, it's them!
Akaba! Sawada! You're still here?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment...
We have time. What's
The same topic we discussed...
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should...
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh?
Oh, it's gone.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well.
Kabuki-mono. No Kabuki-mono mentioned. Yep, he's gone.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how...
What did you find out?
It's a long story. Basically...
Wow, so many.
Well, well. So it all comes down... Ugh. So there's no ghost...
This new information actually lends further credence.
Yes, okay.
And they're back at it.
Oh, so...
You're welcome.
Keep us in the loop if you...
Will do.
Nahida. Nahida?
Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon, how have you been?
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting and...
The Balladeer? You look troubled. Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong?
That's quite... So, this puppet known as the
But how is he...
As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irma...
So, you believe this person really existed? And we just don't remember?
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible the Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about her in Irmin's. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past...
Paimon's having a hard time
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been... Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died. Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, It must have completely changed. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance, the story makes sense. Every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful. That power then enabled...
Yeah, it does make sense. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems...
Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one.
What's that?
It turns out that I have a string.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. You should take a look.
Oh, I know this part. She turned it into...
Is this a fairy?
I authored this record.
Huh?
When combined with the traveler...
Hold on. So this
Yes. Any information about the balladeer, or changing the information in Irminsul, but Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance.
That's incredible!
And sending the traveler is... This story is abstracted, but if we connect all the different pieces together...
I already know this part. I want to watch this. This is gonna make me cry.
There was once in a while. But the monster, the kitten, furious at a gray fox, the monster smiled. The monster gave up. The fire was extinguished. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away. Never again would it cherish a single how it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer's story to become a god. He was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that this memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical
It's hard to believe that this person really exists. Paimon has no memory of him.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descender. Before he vanished, we still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect...
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like
This is why wisdom alone cannot... So the answer is not ever... When you give someone the truth, to others looking on, never forget that even... And that is what you...
Yeah.
Good idea. Paimon.
You got it.
Okay.
Let's go get a snack for one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar.
Okay,
That'll
guys,
be
I need
sure
to
lift
leave
our
now. I need
spirits.
to do some stuff, so,